Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Andrew Snort with Creative Community Solutions. And as you know, on the press and media end, we're fortunate to cover some really great people, entities doing great things, whether it's college or professional sports, arts and entertainment, nonprofit, and more. And we're so excited to have, our next guest coming on. But as a reminder, to check out the full article, visit asnortonccs.com, click on the menu for articles and coverage, and you'll find it there. Make sure to add us on Facebook and YouTube at Creative Community Solutions, LLC, to catch the article, the full interview, and little interview snippets. Ace Norton CCS on Instagram and Twitter, and make sure to connect with me on LinkedIn as well as Medium in order to find out more about this next person doing some wonderful things across the board. So if you would please introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. I am Ch0le Brown. I'm a recent Rutgers graduate, and I'm now studying public relations, getting my master's at Ball State University.
Okay, thank you so much. And of course, congratulations on what you've done undergrad and what you're doing on the graduate level. You've got some tremendous moving parts, but before we get into those, give us a little bit of your background in regards to based on where you are, originally based out of. And we know that you're a student athlete. So two things, share with us where you're from and share with us what was that event or moment you knew that this was part of what you wanted to do?
Yeah, all right. So I am originally from Atlanta, Georgia. And yes, I am a student athlete. I've played tennis since I was 4 years old. I've had a racket in my hand forever. That has been a passion point for me before I could remember. Really just gave me confidence, gave me purpose, gave me community and love, and just instilled a lot of those good, hearty values. And yeah, as I kept growing, kept learning, learning about myself, I found out that I wanted to play college tennis. When you're young, maybe it's professional, whatnot. And then reality hits, and you're like, I need an education, and I want to do my thing on this scale. And that's how I went into it. I didn't want to put any limitations as to where I was going to live. So I just let the recruiting process take care of it. And I landed in New Jersey, loved it. And then I got a fifth year of eligibility because my sophomore year I had a little bit of ailments, things of that nature, and got a blessing in return. And so I got to take my fifth year at Ball State University, where I am now. And that transitioned into, yeah, what we're going to, I guess, be talking about in this interview.
Wow, and that's an interesting journey. And we know for some sports like tennis, you start early, you start having an affinity for it. Let me ask you this. How do you maintain the love of the game? And you've seen it on so many different levels. So how do you maintain that love for the game?
Yeah, that's a great question. Um, Fun. I know it sounds so cliche, but really like keeping it fun, surrounding the sport in love and with people that also enjoy really what it's about. My parents still come out and play with me. My sister plays. She's a college athlete as well, coaching in the summers or when somebody needs a hitting lesson, going in, filling in, hitting with older Alta teams when they need a fill in, and just keeping the joy of the sport because it is community. That's the big thing that I like to harp on, just getting to do it with all different ages. I think that's the coolest thing about my sport. You're never too old, you're never too hurt, you can always pick up the racket and just do something. So I think it's really nice to just have a good time with people that you care about. And I'm super competitive, but I do like to go out and not be competitive sometimes and just enjoy the company and the nature of the sport.
And I'm glad you shared that because I know here in Atlanta, Alta is real big. And it's
Yeah.
said from the age levels, skill levels, there's really a sense of community. And like you said, you can kind of hop in and hop out as you need to. And you really kind of led into what my next question is in regards to how do you keep it in perspective of being a competitive athlete. We know in recent years on the NCAA, like the landscape has definitely changed in regards to the day to day. You are a graduate student, so that's another thing. So, how do you keep things as balanced as possible given the investment you're still making on the court and the investment you're making in the classroom?
Yes. I think that the most fruitful approach for me has been really keeping the privileged mindset intact. So this is a privilege. This is a gift, and it's something that I do. It is not who I am, but this is my privilege, and I get to step into that and really make the most of it. So, like I said, I think it's community. So focusing on the impact that my sport has and what I bring to it and what it gives back to me. So I think that that helps. Studies come first, but it's nice to see them kind of feel like they're on the same level. Just getting to do two things I really enjoy and both that pour into me immensely. Really remembering not everyone gets to do what I get to do is the biggest thing.
Well, and I tell you what, just from your response, it's a sense of perspective, purpose, maturity, insight, and continuing. You've heard the word evolve. Like we continue to evolve as best as possible each day and things along those lines. And speaking of evolution, we're aware of you as the student athlete, we're aware of you as the graduate student, but now you're kind of evolving and moving into other areas. What's one, I'll say, piece of your evolution or passion or purpose or interest where it's like you're starting to experience positive and constructive growth?
Oh, yes. Outreach is huge. So passions of mine are definitely like houselessness for the youth, food insecurity, a lot of passion points that I've been able to dive into in the recent years. And so I am actually shifting into public relations from global journalism so that I can have a more communications background so that I could maybe one day work for like the World Food Program or something and really put I could be behind the scenes, but doing something that hopefully will add up to an impact. That's how I've seen over time. You know, I used to volunteer and do XYZ, but I want my life to revolve around the things that I do day to day to impact people, not just say it or do it occasionally, but I need it to be embedded in my day to day life. So I think learning that about myself, that certain things can't be a season for me. I need to be all in. And another thing, more fun, I guess, I didn't expect it, is I started a business called Brown Bakes. And it's been amazing. It's called Brown Bakes because I'm Ch0le Brown, and the women in my family, the Brown women, are just remarkable in the kitchen. Yeah, they do their thing. And I wanted to carry that last name. And so yeah, just kind of getting into that, seeing how baking has, it's literally a synonym for love and hope and family and friends and a chat over coffee and things like that. So that's been a really awesome avenue that I didn't see for myself a few years ago.
Yeah, and it's interesting how you in that reflection, you're looking at your growth through the lens of stewardship and outreach, but then something that is, I'll say, embedded within your family. It's like, I'm going to go ahead. It's almost like you're in the pool and you're moving from the shallow end to the deep end. Let's talk a little bit more about Brown Bakes. And I've had the experience firsthand, which, oh my gosh, is just amazing. Like, talk
Thank you.
about that a little bit more regarding, do you already have like a set of, I don't know, key, I don't know, desserts or things along those lines? Or is it kind of, do you see you're going to have one set and then rotate it in and out? Like, talk to us a little bit about Brown Bakes, because I tell you what, whether it's for breakfast or a snack or something along those lines, you've got something cooking, no pun intended.
That's good. Thank you so much. I love feedback, and that's what it's about for me. It has been so fun baking for friends and family, and Actually, now my baked goods are officially in Deena's Coffeehouse. So that has been a really exciting newness to my life. That is a small, local, very community oriented, faith based coffee house in Muncie, Indiana. They're wonderful people, husband and wife, who just opened it and they took their chance. And so I took my chance, and now we took a chance with each other. And so it's a cool partnership, and just blessings I think are going to pour from that in the coming months. A specialty item, I would say a cinnamon streusel banana bread. I I try to be, modest and humble and all those things, but that is definitely the one that I would say is bestseller or favorite item or happiest time in my apartment. So
And I tell you what, as soon as you said that, and in the words of Muhammad Ali, it's not bragging if it's true, but just to see like the expression on your face, it's like, oh yeah, I really have something here. So it sounds like you've got the growth coming with Brown Bakes, obviously the growth, as a graduate student, the growth in regards to your insight with your tennis experience. One thing that seems really underlying is your faith. Walk through with us, why is it your faith has been central or integral to your holistic growth? Because it seems like with everything that you're doing and with the perspective, there's that underlying principle of your faith and things along those lines. To speak to us about that.
thank you. Yes, it's my favorite topic. Make a joke, you would love this, but I'm like, I wake up for Jesus and coffee. And I want Jesus to always be the first one, but sometimes it's my coffee machine. But yeah, faith is definitely the underlying, overarching everything. It's not just a something for me, it is definitely an everything. Um, Having an all consuming faith just bears good fruit. It's protection, provision, it's peace. Yeah, he, the Lord is a good provider for me and definitely for the people around me. So getting to spread the good word through what I do and just being a living testimony as to what the Lord can do for other people is that's my purpose. And I like to live on purpose in his purpose. So
Wow. And I'm glad you share that, because other people have spoken to that as being a key and guiding principle. And it comes back to, again, just your growth and evolution across all these different fields and areas. So as we get ready to kind of bring all of this together, the next question I have is, what's next? And I know we don't know everything, but what's one thing you see that's next for you?
yeah, what's next? So my passion is people. And so what's next has to revolve around serving others, right? Definitely going to continue on from this leap of faith that I've taken with Deena's Coffee House, and learn from them. They are great members of the community, and every month they pick people and organizations and communities and um, kitchens and whatever you name it, who needs hands-on or a little bit of help here and just whatever they need, pick somebody in a month to donate to or give their time and things of the nature. So I think learning through people who are doing what they love is next steps for me. Continuing to learn, listen, grow, lean on, like just be a student. Yeah, just continue to be a student. I think that's going to be the most beneficial part of the journey for me. Yeah, just keep reading, keep being open. I want to have my baked goods in more coffee shops, and I am in Muncie, Indiana for a short little time, and I might be going back to New Jersey. So, really keeping my options open, building connections, and aligning what I do with my heart posture, and finding people that will guide and want to help and also want to grow themselves. And so that's what's next. I don't know exactly, but I'm letting the Lord guide my steps and then others fill in where there needs to be that human element.
Wow. I tell you what, definitely enjoying the conversation and the insight. You've dropped, some really just good pieces of information and things for people to think and reflect about. So, as we get ready to close out, please share with us the preferred ways of staying connected, especially regarding Brown Bakes. And then, tied in with that, if people don't remember what you shared about your journey as a student athlete, as a graduate student, as a steward, as someone who's developing a business, the underlying guiding principle of your faith, what's one takeaway that you like for people to have? So, again, first, the preferred ways to stay connected and find out more about the work you're doing. And then, if people don't remember anything else that we've talked about, what's the one takeaway you'd like for them to have?
Okay. So, preferred way to contact me would be on Instagram. DM me, follow me, go in the comments, do your thing at Brown Bakes. There is a zero for the O. So, BR0 WNBAKES. That's on Instagram. And then, yeah, what I want to leave you guys with, say yes. That's my biggest motto. Um, Listen and learn, be open. And for me, who I am, I'm a people person. Um, I am joyous. I believe in kindness. And I think if there's anything else you could take from me, it's to lean on each other and be for one another.
Hey, I tell you what, as they say, that sounds good and building into something great. So I tell you what, we thank you for taking time out of your schedule and moving parts to share your story of impact and your still growing story of impact. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is the first time that you've connected with our guest, please do not let it be your last. Definitely make sure to check out Brown Bakes because from personal experience, no, they're good. Like they're good. Again, as a reminder to check out the actual article, visit acnortonccs.com, click on the menu for articles and coverage. You'll find it there. Creative Community Solutions LLC on Facebook and YouTube to catch this full conversation, as well as a couple of highlights. Ace Norton CCS on Instagram and Twitter, and connect with me on LinkedIn as well as Medium. So, Ms. Brown, we thank you once again. Obviously, continued well wishes with the work that you're doing across the board. And until next time, to each and every one of you, take very good care. Look forward to seeing you real soon.
Thank you.